man. Welcome to another episode of the House of Fandom. I'm your host, Clark on the check-in, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts from up north in the western hemisphere of these United States. Starting off with my man, Spike. Spike, another week. What's going on, brother, man? How's your week going? Another House of Fandom episode.
Hey man, one more day till Friday, brother. But yeah, I'm freezing my off up here in Minnesota. It's like negative 200, man.
So you're reporting live from Minnesota. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, from the Arctic.
The frozen tundra.
From beyond the frozen tundra, just pure Arctic, man. Polar bears are inside, man, in igloos with campfires. It's so cold. It's ridiculous.
All right. Nice. I'm glad I'm not dealing with that freezing cold air, but better you than me. And
this is me sprinkling ice and perspiration down there. Precipitation. That's what I mean.
And last but not least, live from the criminal capital of these United States of America.
Not doing that.
I kid. I know. I'm sorry. I'm just, bad host.
Florida man stories do we see?
Exactly.
So, listen, we don't have a Hulk. We do not have a Wookiee, but we do have a Tank. Ladies and gentlemen, Tank. What's up, Tank? How you doing over there in Detroit, Rock Nation?
Doing good. Actually, I got a schedule change, so today is my Friday. So happy for that. It's cold up here too. It was weird. Like yesterday, I woke up to 40 degrees. Went to work, stayed in my building the whole day. Left work. It was 20 degrees and snowing.
Ooh. So all right. So now, knowing that you've lived in Florida, right, where I'm at right now, do you miss Florida? Or are you content with the cold?
I miss Florida this time of the year. All the other times of the year, no.
Right.
But this time of year when it's cold, I do miss it.
You're not here for it when it's like 99 and like 99.05555 humidity. Right. You're not here for it.
Y'all can keep that shit.
Yeah, I hear you.
All day long. I don't even know how you breathe in that.
Well, let me just say welcome. I see John is in the chat room. We've got another episode of the House of Fandom. And let me just say I'm excited today. We've got some really cool things to talk about in fandom news. But we also not only are going to be going over the news, we will be reviewing episode 3 and 4 of the book of Boba Fett. Let's see if we are going to end up liking it, or are we going to, not like what we're seeing. But a lot to go by. So excited. So without further ado, let me just bring it right to it. Tank, we've got a little something we all call around these parts called fandom news. So with that, what do you got in that fandom bag for us?
First item in the fandom bag is, as per usual, we got us a trailer here. Show I'm actually excited for. I got the first full trailer for the Marvel's Disney Plus show Moon Knight.
Now, before I play the trailer, I'll be honest. I'd never heard of the character until I heard a few things from you and from some other folks that said, "Hey, are you going to cover Moon Knight?" Now, I know that Oscar Isaac is in it. And he's a great actor, so I'm down with it. He comes from the school of Pedro Pascal, otherwise known as the Mandalorian. So I already know, that it's going to be good. But I just don't know. Is the character interesting? What is he? A knight that hails from the moon? I mean, what's going on here? Before we play this trailer.
No, I guess you can call him like Twisted Batman.
Ooh, okay.
Like the premise is like he's a mercenary who almost died out in Egypt, and then the moon god, I think it's how I pronounce it, Kenosha, came to him and said, I can keep you alive. You just have to be my vessel or avatar, whatever you want to call it.
Sounds like Venom.
So he said, yes, but with less black goo. So he said yes, and then so he became the vessel for that the moon god, and he actually. Well, we'll talk about it more after the trailer. But he's also like a million. I don't know if he's a billionaire like Batman, but I know he's rich. So he has like gadgets and a ship that's shaped like the moon. So that's why I call it. So that's why he gets the Batman reference, and obviously since he's Moon Knight, he's fighting at night all the time. But he's, as we'll see in the trailer, he's crazy. So that's why I refer to him as Twisted Batman.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Twisted Batman, otherwise known as Marvel's Moon Knight, right now, premiered on House of Fandom.
Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake.
I have a sleeping disorder. I can't tell the difference between my waking life and dreams.
Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake.
I think I'm losing it.
We'll catch you on. You're bloody useless, Stevie.
Stephen. I can't tell the difference between life and dreams.
Thank you.
Lost the contact lens.
Hope you find it.
Thanks. Yeah.
Oh my God, you're alive. What's wrong with you, Mark?
Why did you call me Mark? It must be very difficult. The voice in your head. Shut up! There's chaos in you. Embrace the chaos.
Okay, let's beat the
All
crap
right,
out
we're
of somebody.
back. So, Tank, what the heck did I just see?
Like I said, Twisted Batman. Pretty much also with Moon Knight, he actually because of the moon god that took over, he became the vessel for. He actually has multiple personalities because of that. So that's why a couple of scenes like you see him he's locking himself to the bed because he realizes that I'm not myself at night. Something's happening.
It's like I feel like I'm getting that Venom vibes though. Am I too far out base? But both Marvel properties, both kind of possessed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, in that sense, yeah, but I mean, he's a completely different. He doesn't have the same powers as Venom at all.
And I don't think we're going to see that comic relief either that you see with Venom.
Gotcha.
No, this is torn. This is going to be dark.
Gotcha. So this is a Disney Plus series. When is this coming out, Tank?
March 30th.
All right, I'm here for it. I hope it's good, man. I kind of felt like Hawkeye was a little bit of a disappointment, so I'm hoping that this is definitely one that would be more interesting and more, character driven, developed. As opposed to Hawkeye, just felt like it was just an introduction to another character. It was like a bait and switch. Again, my humble opinion.
Well, that was the point. That was the point of Hawkeye.
Well,
but
sure
if you didn't know, if you didn't know,
well, it's neither here nor there.
Always got to disagree with everybody.
No, I'm not saying anything. I'm
Next
just
item
saying.
in the Fandom bag.
All right, what do you got next, Tank? Yeah, go ahead.
Next item in the Fandom bag is actually going to be on the gaming side. Microsoft does a big acquisition and buys Activision for $70 billion.
So, okay. So you know me, I'm not a gamer. I can't. I'll pass out if I play a game. But I'm displaying these characters on here because I want to get an understanding of what's the main properties that Activision, like what are their prized possessions. So can you go through? If you're looking at the screen right now, I've got like 4 or 5 major characters, starting with like it looks like some sort of like org or something from like the Lord of the Rings. So who's that dude, and why do I care?
Well, I'm pretty sure he's from he's an orc from World of Warcraft.
Okay.
So with this acquisition, they also got 2 other companies, which is Activision, Blizzard, and King, which from looks at the games, King is like the mobile game type of thing. With Activision, they got Call of Duty, Crash Bandicoot, Guitar Hero, Spyro the Dragon, and the Tony Hawk series.
Okay.
Huge.
With Blizzard, they got Diablo, Hearthstone, something called Lost Vikings, Overwatch, StarCraft, and World of Warcraft. And then with King, they got Bubble Witch Saga, Candy Crush, Diamond Diary Saga, Farm Heroes, and Pet Rescue.
So this is this acquisition is pretty much, they're gonna corner the market in games.
That's the battle, because they very well could make all these exclusives to Xbox, and a lot of these, like especially Call of Duty, like if that was only on the Xbox, that would kill Sony pretty much, because that's just, I don't know if it's the highest game, but it's definitely one of the highest games. And then 2 of these, Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon, are literally like PlayStation mascots for like decades.
Gotcha.
From the original PlayStation. Yeah, and to give you an idea of, they've got other titles, but to back up with piggyback on Tank, for example, World of Warcraft is a role-playing game that has no ending. You can play it forever. That game is over 20 years old. It's a PC game, and it is huge. So you have people that have literally been playing that game consistently for 20 years, building their worlds, moving along. That is a huge acquisition.
It doesn't get like the media coverage that it used to, but I know its scale is huge.
That community is enormous, and so what that does is, if you remember, Clark, Microsoft is taking Game Pass, which is not just on the console anymore, but has merged it with their PC platform with PC gaming. So if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you can play those games on your PC as well as games that you may have downloaded through Steam, which has a lot of PC games, to bridge those 2 communities together. So bringing all of this content to Game Pass is just adding more to the PC world, where those people didn't have those games anymore, a lot of them, or some of them that they do. But you're pulling away from Sony on these multi-platform games. And as Tank mentioned, looking at Spyro, whatever the dragon is, and Crash Bandicoot, those were titles that people have been playing for years from the very first PlayStation, that people love for a very long time. So those anchors in there really put a hurting on Sony, bro. Yeah. Like huge for anybody that doesn't know.
Well, hey, it sounds interesting for all the gamers out there.
Yeah, I'm just curious, because like they could do especially like with Call of Duty, they can do this one of 2 ways. They could say F you Sony people, and just make it fully. It wouldn't be for like a couple of years if they did that. But Call of Duty comes out every year. Yeah, Call of Duty comes out every year, so they could be like, okay, this new one is only on Xbox. You got to get the Xbox to play it. Gotcha. Or they could, keep it on PlayStation, get the money for both of them, but then probably do like either DLCs that only go on Xbox, or you get special things, or just the fact that they put it on Game Pass on Xbox, and you just get it including Game Pass. But then if you have a PlayStation, you got to pay the whole full $60. So either way, this whole acquisition is going to hurt something.
Yeah. They're cornering the market. Really, that's what they're doing.
Well, they really want to force Sony's hand, man, in my opinion, to get them to merge their online community and open up their exclusives to Game Pass, because it's good for gamers all around, and Sony will still make money. But Sony's hesitant because they're selling more consoles than anybody, which they really don't need to do for their games. You know what I'm saying? Like, They can open up their exclusives, but they don't want to lose those people that have to buy a Sony console to play the games. And Microsoft's getting away from those consoles and saying, hey, if you got a PC, you'll be able to play the same games. And so it's going to eventually force Sony to have to either open up that community or like just take a huge hit, which means they're going to be delving into the money from their movies and other areas to try to keep the PlayStation area alive eventually. Because Microsoft swallowed up so many major studios right now, man. I think it's been like 10 acquisitions this year or something. Last year and a half.
Was it million or billion, the market share? Sony billion. Yeah, Sony's market share dropped like $20 billion like a day after.
Not even 24 hours. Not even a full 24 hours, bro.
Before we move on to the next topic, there was a question in the chat room about Moon Knight, and maybe you guys might know the answer to it. Cliff Bravo says, is the death of the Moon Knight actor going to postpone the March release? Did they finish filming? Who is he referring to?
I don't know I have to look up. I don't know his name. He's like a German or French actor?
Oh, I didn't know.
He was German actor.
Yeah, he's been like a very he was not known. He was like not known at all.
Okay.
It happened like
not widely known, we should say.
Yeah, not widely known. He might, maybe like over in Germany, he might be known well, but here he's not widely known.
Gotcha. Was he a major character? Was he portraying a major character, or
he was?
The articles didn't really say, is it?
One was playing something called Midnight Man.
Yeah, because Cliff responded, the Moon Knight one, Gasper, I believe his name is. I don't know who. But I mean,
Gasper, it was Gasper something. No, because they already, it comes out in what, less than like 2 months.
So Gasper is the actor.
Yeah.
Oh, the French actor. Yes, I see it. Yeah. He dies from a skiing accident. Yes. Okay, young guy too. That's a shame.
Yeah,
he's like 37.
I mean, that's.
But no, I don't think it's going to stop any. Because I would imagine if it's coming out in 2 months, it's already
filmed.
They're already done with the filming and everything. Now, depending on how big his character was, it'll affect. They go to a season 2.
Season 2,
if they do, because or any future Marvel areas that they were going to have Moon Knight in, it'll affect that depending on how big its character is. But this season, I'm sorry, there's already been a wrap.
Yeah, that's a shame. Gaspard, your little is what I put out there, but R.I.P. Rest in peace to that actor. What do you got for our third fandom topic?
Next one that's most near and dear to my heart. The Boys season 3 finally told us the release date, and it's June 3rd. We didn't show it because it was like a really short trailer, so I didn't, I wasn't going to put it in there.
Right.
But it was Homelander and Starfire, and they were like at a press event or something, taking pictures.
Of course.
And his name is the actor who plays Homelander is Tony Starr or Anthony Starr, and he just plays that silent psychopath. I'm losing my ass so well. Yeah. And he's like, you can see, because after the end of season 2, he just pretty much lost everything, and you can just see he's gonna break this season. He's really gonna break this season. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I think even early on we talked about obviously the Boys, so I'm definitely excited about it. Spike, when you correct me if I'm wrong here, but you did not like the Boys, or did you like the Boys? I just want to make sure I get that right.
You love to stir the pot, sir. I love the Boys. I don't understand how anybody couldn't like that show.
Because there was something. Oh, I know what it was. So you guys got to excuse me.
It was one of the other shows.
It was actually The Witcher.
You know what's crazy? Yeah. Oh no, I love The Witcher. Right. I hadn't seen The Witcher.
Right. That's what it was.
I think it was Invincible that I didn't like, or no, not Invincible. I didn't understand. It was the
Jupiter
Rising. Jupiter's Landing or whatever. That was trash.
None of us like that.
But here's the thing about the Boys, real quick, man. That's spooky or scary. Homelander kind of gets off his rocker a little bit, and they have a serious problem when he's upset. Okay. He's really going to lose it this season, what I believe, backing up what Tank is saying. But think about this. In their world, or their universe, whatever you want to call it, there's nobody that can even come remotely close to dealing with Homelander. at least in like DC, you got Batman can kind of handle Superman. You got somebody you can kind of lean to. These guys are screwed if Homelander goes off the hook, man. Yeah. Like, for real. Nobody around can do anything with him. They can't do anything. He's just going to burn the whole world down. I'm really curious to see what's going on. Hopefully, this is the year they revealed his weakness, because we still don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
I think it's baby milk. You seem to really like that in the first season. I think that's
you gotta go there.
So, you know, the kind that comes from the mothers.
The only thing that's they shown is, like, in the first season, they alluded to it really, like, one episode really quick, is that he can't see through, I want to say it was like copper or zinc or something. You know, Superman.
It was really brief. I remember what you're saying. It made me think of Superman with lead. Yeah, but it wasn't lead. It was something different.
It was like copper or zinc, or it was something else similar. But that's the only thing that they've shown so far.
All right, I have to go back and see. That'll be interesting. Hey, when does it come out? June 3rd. June 3rd. So we will definitely be reviewing The Boys season 3. We definitely love The Boys film, TV series. Anyway, so let's move right along. Our last topic of the evening is an exciting topic. I am super stoked about it. Tank, what do you got on our last topic?
Last topic is I got a first look as Leslie Grace in the Batgirl suit for the Batgirl show, the HBO show. It's a show, right?
Yeah, HBO
Batgirl
Max.
HBO show.
Yeah, the HBO Max show, we have it on screen right now. The actress is Leslie, what is her last name?
Grace.
Leslie Grace. She was actually seen in most recently in the show. The movie In the Heights, which is a musical by Lin-Manuel, Academy Award winner Lin-Manuel. She was really good. Yeah, she was really good. Really good. So I'm excited about this. You guys know I'm excited about it. I'm excited because Michael Keaton will be in it as well, and I'm excited that they're utilizing Brendan Fraser in a role that, of course, Tank thinks is irrelevant, but that's neither here nor there. Firefly is not his favorite. We know this already, but I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention.
I said Brendan Fraser deserves better.
You did say that, right? So let me ask you about without losing track. Cliff Bravo said, "What about his son? Maybe his son being his Achilles heel to Homelander." That's a very interesting take. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, definitely. We'll talk more about it, Cliff.
But also his son killed the woman that he loves.
Yes,
so.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. Yeah. So okay, let me ask you guys something. We're looking at the costume here. I want to bring a little bit of a closer attention to the main cowl and suit. A couple of things I wanted to bring up, and I want your take on this. One, there was some concern with the color of the costume as well as the cowl. I understand from research that this is comic book accurate. And so what is your take on it, Tank? What are your initial thoughts? And we'll look at some other pictures in just a minute with some close-ups, but what are your thoughts on the first official released picture of Leslie Grace as Batgirl?
The cowl, actually, I love the cowl. It looks, it might just be because, she has a very cheekbony face. Yes. So that might help a lot. Like I said, just like you said, it is comic accurate, especially with the run that came out, because Barbara Gordon, she was paralyzed for a long time in the comics, but then she got some kind of something in her back that made it so she could walk again. And this is very accurate to what that suit is. I don't know the suit. I don't know. It's something about the suit that I don't love it. I think it might be because the jacket kind of looks like it looks like a bulletproof vest a little bit.
I agree. I'm getting a leather jacket, a 1980s leather jacket feel. Speaking of 1980s, Spike, what are your thoughts on it? Do you get that same vibe with the way the costume is fitting on Leslie Grace? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, see, you know, I knew I could count on you to bring it up and not give me the deer in the headlights look like Tank gave me. But yeah, go ahead. Right. 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 I think the biggest concern I have is, like, if you look at the look at the comparisons. Can you guys see the differences there?
Yeah.
Right.
If I had to pick the two, I'd go in the middle. But
hey, I'm hearing, Spike, that they didn't hear you. So I want to apologize for the folks that could not hear Spike. I believe I corrected the issue, and I apologize for that. But Spike, you were bringing up a good point. I just want to make sure that's not lost on the viewers that were stating that.
Okay.
So right now, if you guys are listening in, John H., we actually believe we have corrected the issue. But if you want to bring up the two differences here, I'm showing the picture, and I want to show the close-up. If you look at the two pictures, what I'm showing here is two different looking costumes depending on the lighting. So what was your take on that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically what I said is it like we mentioned before, it could be the lighting of what we're seeing. The suits look a little bit different. Like, it almost looks like there's a little bit more on the darker suit of like some kind of protective gear on the top. But like I said, it's probably just the lighting in the way that it's shot, you know. But if there are some differences, like if there's legitimately two different suits, give me the black one. The darker one. I think it looks better.
Yeah, I do too.
Because the blue doesn't look intimidating.
Well, let me show you a close-up of the darker suit here. I am curious here. So here's a darker look, and he's really like, and she's, by the way, she's wearing, it looks to me like, it reminds me of Catwoman from The Dark Knight Rises. If you guys are looking at what we're seeing here, definitely getting that vibe, you know?
Yeah, what's her name? The chick, Devil Wears Prada,
the name,
Catwoman. What's her name?
Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway, yes. Gosh, she looks just like her right there.
Yeah, and so I think, like, for one, the costume looks darker, and even the yellow looks more gold. You know what I mean? And I will say I do like the goggles look as well. I think that looks pretty cool. I think she looks great on both ends, from the cowl, from the cowl and her jawbone having a very, like, defined prominent jawline. And I think that's going to make her look really good. And so, again, I like it the way it looks here because, again, we're looking at it under different lighting, right? And so I believe what is going to be filmed is going to be slightly different than the actual premiered look.
Yeah, I agree. I think this would be better for them, though, because the more I look at this picture, and I think the eye holes on the cowl are a little too big. It almost frames her face puts me in the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, where I'm seeing so much of her eye there and her face. It almost looks like Catwoman to me, that Catwoman, than like Batgirl. I don't know, maybe the eye should be a little bit tighter on there. So I like the goggles better personally. What about you, Tank?
Yeah, I like the far away, like that picture. The suit does look better in that one. I mean, I don't think the goggles will be a mainstay. It's probably just some bat.
Right, it's a gadget.
Bat gadget that she's just using for right now. The goggles I'm not a fan of really, but like I said, it'll just be a gadget she's using for a quick second.
Yeah,
I'm a nerd. I like the gadgets.
I like the gadgets too, guys. I think when I look at the utility belt, that interests me. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I always loved that about Barbara. Yeah, the utility belt she was actually pretty good with. She was fun to watch, actually. Fighting, she's very smart. She could fight, she could get around. She did some stupid stuff, but all the Batman sidekicks do. Mm-hmm. But I actually enjoyed her.
Especially Nightwing.
Wow. Oh, boy. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Jason Todd stan in the room who truly believes that he's better than Dick Grayson. Nah, absolutely not. But we'll move on from that. It's okay, Tank. It's okay.
All right, well,
I got you.
I think that it for fandom news. A lot of great, interesting topics today from our man on the scene.
Hey, excuse me, Clark. When does this premiere, guys?
The great question. That's HBO Max. I understand this will be after the Flash. Flash comes out in November, so I would imagine.
Oh, this is really late.
End of year, early next.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was that far out. Okay, appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
They got time to fix this then. We good.
It just says 2022.
Yeah. So the holiday season.
It just says 2022. Yeah.
Well, if it's coming out in 2022, then we know it's coming after The Flash. So The Flash comes out in November, so it's probably coming out in December, which I think is brilliant because then you have like a perfect segue into HBO Max's Batgirl, which I have a feeling will be somehow linked into this Flashpoint. So I'm excited about that. I think that's going to be great. Well, thank you again for a great segment of fandom news, Tank. We look forward to hearing more from you. With that, we are here for our main topic of this evening, the Book of Boba Fett. Just to give everybody a little synopsis, we reviewed episode 1 and 2 a couple of weeks back. We were not happy with episode 1, and we were not as impressed as we wanted to be with episode 2. Now we've moved on to episode 3 and 4. We're getting pretty much to the midpoint of this show. I believe the show only has 6 episodes. I think we're even past that midpoint. So with that said, let's talk about episode 3 and just kick things off. Spike, what were your thoughts of episode 3? Obviously, a big highlight was with the Wookiee, the Wookiee assassin. What were your thoughts on that episode as a whole? What were your highlights of it?
Thoughts of the episode as a whole was and highlights was Chewie Noir.
Interesting.
Also known as Santi. Yep. I'm just gonna come right out and say it, bro. It's too slow for me. Too slow. It's slow dragging. It's interesting because I'm a fan of Star Wars. Love The Mandalorian, love all things Star Wars, all Star Wars lore. I really do. I'm going to watch it regardless. But Boba's story it feels like it's being dragged along, and it's almost, I don't want to say unimpressive, but it's disappointing because I looked at him and held him in such a higher regard, and he actually seems to be very whack, like pretty weak. He comes off as old. In this episode, some of his thoughts, like how he goes about, exhibiting his power. You know what I'm saying? While he's over here in Tatooine and things like that as the new leader of everything going on. He comes off, I don't even want to say it's almost like they want to make it appear to be calculated, some of his thoughts and plans, and it doesn't really feel like it's coming to fruition for me. It was very entertaining, though, in the sense of, like I said, Santi was dope. He whooped everybody's behind up in there, which was cool. Growling like a big black lion, which was different for a Wookiee for me, but still kind of awesome to see. But Yeah, man, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet on that one, man. I'm just not overly impressed with this series, especially this episode here. I'm waiting. I was waiting for it to give me a huge peak. There was some answers, some questions that were answered in here, but like I said, it just, for me, it's not hitting, man. It's not hitting. I wasn't happy with it. I'm sorry.
All right, and what were your thoughts on what Spike just said, Tank?
I completely agree.
Oh,
And probably even go more so. Like I'm not liking the show. I completely. Everyone was out there after it was on. Everyone was talking about. So, what do you think of the Power Rangers? I was like, what are you talking about? I was so disassociated from this show. It didn't even click to me that them stupid bikes look like little Power Rangers.
exactly.
Well, that's episode. From episode 3, right. The Power Ranger bikes. I was wondering when we were gonna get to that.
So the only good thing about this episode was, and I called it, was Santi, Black Wookie, just beating everybody up. And I called it. I was like, currently this Boba Fett, he ain't got he's not ready for the hands that Santi is going to bring, and he did. He came in there and he whooped everybody's ass
Convincingly.
I mean, to me, I was like, if I whoop everybody's ass in here was a person, that's him. That's Santi. Yeah. That's the only good thing that's happened in this whole show. And I was mad because I was hoping for it to get better, be this long drawn out build up, and then we get to see them actually good fight between the two of them. And then we just got him catch on the end. That was actually, I think you called it out, Spike. He was gonna get caught sleeping in that little healing tank. He got caught sleeping in the healing tank, and like I said, it was a dope scene. I still loved it, but that's the only good thing I liked about this whole show.
Yeah. Hey, let me chime in for a second, Clark. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
But Tank reminded me of something here, and you guys can kind of elaborate on this. First, let me say real quick, Danny Trejo was a highlight. I forgot about that. Danny Trejo's beast. But as a show, it could just, I'm not sure it's just me, but it seems to be shot very dark. Like, and I don't mean in theme-wise, I mean like the actual lighting. There's a lot of scenes in this show that don't come off, when it's nighttime, it's really dark. And I understand he's out in the desert, but I just don't, that doesn't translate well for me. When I'm seeing that, like, you're really trying to see, am I missing something? What's really going on in different areas? That bothers me as well with some of this. And I don't know, I noticed that Rodriguez directed episode 3, and he had done a previous one. So I'm not sure if he was going for that, where he really wanted you to feel how dark it was in certain areas of what was going on. But that was definitely something that bothered me as well, that I just didn't agree with. But please.
No, absolutely. Just talking from episode 3, I will tell you that I did enjoy the Wookiee assassin is what I like to call him. But what is his name again? What is the name of that?
His name is Chrysanthemum.
Yeah,
they call him.
I thought that was. I mean, listen, that character is great. The concern I have, and this is a big concern, is the pacing is uneven, but the actual, like, the whole show is uneven in the way that they're presenting it to us. Like, it's kind of weird in that I'm watching arguably one of the best characters in the Star Wars universe reduced to a caricature of himself, and on top of that, the thing that made him so menacing has become now almost a joke, and that to me is almost a travesty. And listen, I have a problem with the way Robert Rodriguez films and directs. He is from the old school of the Roger Corman, cheaply done, like a school of thought, right? And we're talking about Star Wars here. The bike scene was an absolute mitigating disaster, because it was totally out of place for the Star Wars universe, in that, yes, they could be speeder bikes and everything, but the whole look and feel was better executed in the Star Wars Attack of the Clones, when they were in Coruscant, Crisuran, something along those lines. Danny is on there. Crisuran, when they were attacked by an assassin, and we were first introduced to Jango Fett through those buildings, and there were those speeders and everything. And everything was colorful. This looked cheaply done. This looked Power Rangers done, as Tank said so eloquently earlier. The only thing that saved this whole episode was the scene with the Chewbacca, the assassin. But even then, the scene almost played out funny, and that kind of put me off a little bit because of the way it was directed. It almost became comical and like almost like a Godzilla movie.
It absolutely was. I agree with
croissant. Croissant. Okay.
That
There you go.
I wasn't even going to attempt it because I couldn't get it out right. But
My croissant.
listen, that fight scene, as Tank put it, should have been far more choreographed, far more deadly in a sense of, Boba's already got this healing tank, bro. If he's going to get his butt whooped, whoop him up. Whoop him up, seriously. For these little street urchins to run along and they're going to help him defeat Santi, who's like a rivaled killer. The dude's a bounty hunter. He's been all over the galaxy lighting people up. And you're going to let these little alley cats run up and actually give him something?
Yeah,
Cut it out.
Yes.
And it's little things too, bro. Like the guards, I can't remember their names, but they're the same ones Jabba had, the lizard-looking dudes. They're always late.
You talking about the pigs? And let me tell you,
are never where they're supposed to be. He's always getting his
if what's his name,
and then
if what's his name has hands, what's his name? The Wookiee assassin. Those piglets are absolutely useless. They were so easily getting their asses kicked. That's
what I'm saying.
I agree.
They late and he whooped them up quickly. And it was the only thing that seemed realistic out of that entire scene was when Fend, his old girl, I can't think of her name. Fennec. When she flipped the switch in traffic.
Yes.
That was something that you would see people doing, panicking and they getting their ass whooped. Hey, he's standing on the door, flip the door, let's get him down there. That was the only thing that was realistic out of that whole thing to me that would seem like something that would happen, other than Boba getting his butt whooped. Because the street urchins, he would have killed every last one of them within 2 seconds. Like I said, it felt just super disappointing. It did not live up to what we thought it would be, and these visions, these memories that he's having in the tank.
Wait till we get to that in episode 4, because let me tell you, I can agree with you more, Spike. I am just like, it's making me dislike the character of Boba Fett, and that's just a damn shame. And sometimes they say that some characters don't lend themselves to a full story arc and having them talk. The whole cool thing about Boba Fett is you never saw him unmasked. That's for the one thing. See? 2, he was always sinisterly quiet, and he was a bounty hunter. And the less we knew about him, the better. And I'll be honest with you, when I see his mask, I used to think there was nothing behind the mask, because it looked like that the part in the middle, and it looked to me like there was some sort of like mechanical feature, and it wasn't human. Right? You know what I mean? Like I never knew that.
Or something. Exactly.
Never knew it, but honestly, completely I was like, what are we doing here? Like, you got him most of the time out of the costume, and then when you have him out of the costume, it just doesn't feel right. And I don't know if it's the movement of the actor Tamora Morrison, who originated the role of Jango Fett, but I gotta tell you, it's just he does very assassin bounty hunter like. Let me just put it to you that way. You know what I mean? Like,
the only thing he had, listen, man, I'm convinced that we touched on this a couple episodes ago. I truly believe that the actor hates the mask, because he takes it off every chance he gets. Even when he's in the Tusken robes, he takes the hood off. And to your point, the fact that Boba Fett did not speak much at all made him very mysterious. And when he did speak, he was cold. Almost exactly what we get from the Mando. The Mandalorian doesn't really speak
Right.
like that. He's very quiet, and that's what Boba was like.
And that's where it was executed at a better level. Even when they introduced us to Boba Fett in The Mandalorian, it was executed at a better level, which is why I blame two people. I blame Robert Rodriguez, because his directing is just the wrong person for the Star Wars universe, in my humble opinion. Well, and two, I'm blaming 100%. The writing on it is absolutely horrific. And shame on you, Jon Favreau, for writing such trash when you have written such gems. I am just very upset at the way his writing is. Just my opinion on that.
I got you. I can't. Let me say this, and I'm gonna let Tank jump in here because I know I'm hogging things. I'm sorry, bro. I can't even defend Favreau right now. Remember, I did.
Yeah, you did.
And I would also say Rodriguez. It's just everybody's been bad with directing, so I'm not just gonna say Rodriguez, but Favreau. It's starting to look like, now that we're 4 episodes in, that you did a cash grab, bro. They love The Mandalorian. They gave you money to develop Boba Fett, and you just threw something together right quick. This season is garbage, and he knows. Absolutely, he knows. And he's dragged it out.
Yeah, and to your point too, and Tank, I'm sorry for hogging as well, but we just love the mic. But I think the big problem I have is that one. It's the writing, because Tamora Morrison doesn't have the clout to say, I don't want to wear the mask. You know what I'm saying? They are writing it like that. They're writing it like that because if they said, absolutely, if they said you need to wear the mask, he's wearing the damn mask. Otherwise, they'll get someone else to do it. So that has nothing to do with it. It has to do with the fact that the writing is terrible and they don't get Boba Fett. That's what the problem is. But go ahead. Well, that's just my 2 cents.
Because I could go. I got you.
Tank, you have the last word before we go to our actual review of episode 3.
I don't have too much more to say. Like I said, just a trash season, trash episode. Like I said, another thing they did that they build up. What I build up, but they brought in the other Hutts. Thinking something, made us think that's going to be a whole season-long battle.
I'm glad you brought that up. Bait and switch.
So now I got the fight or the ass whooping early that I was hoping was going to be built up, and now the Hutts, that I thought was going to be more built up, since that was Jabba
Facts.
was big thing. That's done too. So I'm
upset about that too. And here's the other thing too. I'm even more upset that you bring in Danny Trejo, and I know why. He has a long relationship with Robert Rodriguez, and he's a self-proclaimed Star Wars guy. He loves Star Wars stuff. I follow him on Facebook. But here's the problem. You bring him in for 1 episode, and I actually thought he was an interesting character. Was he hired? Was there a double cross happening that we knew of? At the end, when he said he'll be back, and he had this look on his face, I thought, oh, is he going to be back? And it's really like they're training the monster, the Rancor to kill, to attack, Boba Fett. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, the episode.
How trash this show is. I forgot he was here.
Well, that's the problem. When you have such a great character actor such as Danny Trejo, and you bring in the Rancor monster, and hello, you can't even make a memorable experience out of it. You got a problem. Danny Boy is on there, a collector's edition Machete in Space. Machete! but I was just completely disappointed. So with that, episode 3, we all have something around here we call, it was originated by Danny, how we score. We're doing it A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Let me just, wait, what do we do? A, B, C, D? Yeah. Here's the problem. Yeah. This episode, to me, was only highlighted good in that 1 5-minute fight scene with the Wookiee. I'm going to give it a D-. I was very disappointed, and the sum of all its parts are not looking good for this show. So episode 3 gets a D- and a well-earned D-. You're lucky you didn't get an F. What say you, Spike?
I'm with you. I got a D-. I don't even believe in E's because dude, F is an F. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only reason it didn't, that little bit of 15% is Danny Trejo. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was excited to see the Rancor. I thought that was pretty cool. So that whole little scene right there, I mean, the Wookiee fight was cool because I've been waiting to see it happen, but to me, it wasn't enough.
Well, no.
I'm gonna be real. Danny Trejo and the Rancor was something I wasn't expecting. I thought that was pretty cool, and it leads me to believe that I'm going to see them again. So that little bit saved it for me, as far as that. But yeah, D- all day. All
right, and last word for episode 3. You got the last word, Tank.
Yeah, so first I was going to give it a D+, just because of the black Wookiee fight. No, just because of that. But you made me remember that Danny Trejo was in it, and
the fact that you didn't remember should tell you how bad
episode. The fact that I didn't remember is how bad it is. So it gets
look. We actually got a rare unicorn agreement score of D-. All 3 hosts D-, trash.
This how you know how bad
Fett,
the show is.
What a travesty! I take Danny, wherever you are right now, and you're in the chat room here. Please, for God's sake, don't tell me you actually have an excuse for this episode and this series so far. Please, because you are a Star Wars connoisseur. I pray to God that you're not going to make excuses for this pile of rubbish. Sammy is laughing in there. He thinks it's hysterical. He was also very interested in Moon Knight. We covered a lot of good ground on Moonlight earlier on, before you came on, Sammy. So take a look at that. But we have got time limits to stick on, so let's move on to the final episode of this week, episode 4 of Boba Fett. Will it increase the score? Will it still be trash? Find out now on the House of Fandom. Tank, why don't you kick us off? What did you think of episode 4? I was confused. What were you?
First, I want to say that my boy Danny came in with these.
Okay, good. Score. I pray, thank God that he, yes, okay.
I knew he would like that. I knew it.
At this point, I don't care. Like this whole the backstory between him and Finnick might have been better if I cared. But I'm 4 episodes in. I've been getting the show 3Ds. I don't care. I didn't know. Did they mention her being?
I'll be honest with you. I was so confused with that episode. I didn't even realize we were in the past. To be honest with you, until they started, I was like, wait a second. Real quick, when she was injured in the beginning, I was thinking to myself, man, what happened in the last episode? Did I miss the part?
I didn't realize it was her. So
right, but I was thinking, did something happen that we missed at the end of the last episode? I had no idea where the hell we were, what timeline we were on, what the heck was going on. I was so confused. But yeah, it's. I just wanted to point that out. I was confused. But go ahead, Tank.
Yeah, no, like I said, I mean, I just at this point I didn't care anymore. I'm over the flashbacks, the pointless flashbacks. I'm over it. There's nothing in this episode that was redeeming. Like I said, the last one had to fight. Nothing in this episode is even noteworthy in this episode to me. I mean, I don't remember what he said to the other bounty hunters. Look like they're trying to start something. I don't remember what they. I don't remember what they're trying to do, or I didn't understand what they were starting.
I couldn't agree more. I was like, what is going on? First of all, again, the Wookiee assassin. Yeah. Well, first, let me just say I did enjoy when he ripped that alien's arm off. That was amazing. Can I just say that?
Yeah,
that was awesome. I loved it. Jennifer Beals again, playing the Peacemaker. I thought she was going to rip her head off or the back of those big giant things that she has. Let me just say one more thing, because I just remembered something I wanted to bring up. This is infuriating to me. Since when in the hell did people on Star Wars refer to each other as humans? What the fudge is going on when they keep saying human? You know what I mean? Like, what the heck? I thought we were in Star Wars. I mean, when did we start referring? Oh, he's human. He's human. Oh, do you know Earth? What is going on here? Like, seriously. Like, I don't understand that whole thing about them saying, you know, they're human and all this shit. That's so confusing to me, and it's also sloppy writing. I just wanted to point that out. I thought this episode was very confusing. I didn't know what was going on, and I just seemed very disinterested in it. And it's probably because I'm just not interested in the characters, like Tank said. And I'm not interested, or I just don't give a shit about their backstory. It's not worthy of my attention. That's how I feel. Like, I just think, you know what? Why do we need to go back and hear all the backstory? You should have kept it moving forward and just, like, don't give me one episode and that's it. The most interesting part of this whole series has been the maligned Tusken Raiders, okay? The Sand People has been, and you know it's bad when the Sand People, the most despised of the Star Wars universe, seriously, are a better written and better character development than the actual main characters. What say you, Spike?
Man, listen, like I said, this episode 4 was confirmation of the cash grab. Okay, like you said, it's all over the place. First off, if you were just going to go ahead and burn down the Sand People's village, because Boba ain't right, he got them killed. You could have did that 2 episodes ago. It should have wrapped up in the second episode.
Facts.
You drug this out to 4 for us to know that they died. Okay. He wanders around aimlessly for like 20 minutes out of a 40-minute show
exactly.
on this freaking bantha in the middle of the night. Okay. Another thing, if you're gonna do him and Finnick, okay, give me a little backstory for 10 to 12 minutes. Should have did that in the first 2 episodes. Real talk. Okay, now we know why she rolls with him, because they're 2 bounty hunters. That usually doesn't happen. They're normally loners. I get that part. But the rest, once again, here I go where I say they're trying to act like he's calculated. The whole meeting with the heads of the 5 families kind of deal, like The Godfather, they're aliens and you're a bounty hunter. Aliens, even Han Solo shoots first and acts later. You know what I'm saying? And he's a space pirate. Dude, this is what I'm saying. Boba's super soft. He's, you know, not anything like what we thought he was. And there's nothing to sink your teeth in to make you want to watch the next episode. We're doing it painfully. And I know it's not just us. They're all over the place. They show the Rancor. We haven't seen him eat yet.
Hello.
Not yet.
And why do we care? Right. Why do we care about Boba Fett's humanity when he was supposed to be one of the best bounty hunter assassins in the galaxy? What the heck are you trying to make him into a hero? Big mistake.
Well,
Big mistake.
Listen, even if you do that with a Disney deal, okay? This is his swan song, if you want to call it, you know what I'm saying, the last ride. He wants to be normal and live a regular life, okay? And he was, you know, changed by the Sand People to make him stronger. Okay, then that would mean that the side of Boba that was, in my opinion, that was the bounty hunter, the ruthless one, would be willing to get that piece at any cost. Meaning, I'm going to shut all of you guys down, and this is what this area is going to be for me now, since you took those away from me. That would make this an interesting show, at least. You had that slow-ass chase scene for the mayor's little, you know, ass
the worst.
Riding around all over.
Like, what was the point? What was the point of that?
For nothing. You didn't even shoot him. You know, y'all just knocked him into a fruit stand and then go, "Where's the mayor?" Come on, man. Like,
and I'm supposed to be scared of these people? Ridiculous. I'm supposed to be scared of these people? Come on.
Now we know why everybody's trying to kill Boba. Nobody's afraid of him. And they've told us 3 times. Even the water dude, the guy that's selling water at a ridiculous price, isn't afraid of Boba. Like, he came in
and then he was bitching to Boba about the fact that he didn't handle business the way he was expecting him to do. Listen,
this show is...
They don't get Boba Fett. They don't understand the character of Boba Fett.
Like I said, for them to release this, okay, I get them being excited and giving Favreau money and saying, hey, but to review this and release this is what people literally feared when Disney bought Star Wars.
Facts.
People feared that they were going to taint the Star Wars galaxy, start putting out garbage, and just throwing it out under that moniker, and we were all going to be like, what the hell happened? This is it. This is the first time we've seen it, and this is not cool. It's not cool. And honestly, I don't know what they could do in the next 2 episodes that will warrant a season 2. Like, nothing that I can think of right now, seriously, would make me want to see a season 2. I don't even like this guy's Boba at all. I don't want to see him as a cast anywhere, not as a guest. I'm more interested in watching Fennec, to be honest with you. She's a badass. He's horrible. Like, absolutely. He's always getting his ass whooped. He's slow. And I'm like, dude, you got your suit back. Let's get some stuff going here. Get some gadgets going like Boba's got. Something. Dude, use your blaster. Something. All I've seen you do is take a bath and get beat up. That's it. The entire
Which, by the way, there'll be 7 episodes. So I stand corrected. So we will have 3 more episodes.
So we got 3 more.
So we've got to go through 3 more of this trash. So I think, in all fairness, what we should do is just watch the last 3 and just review the whole 3 and then put our final take on it. I couldn't agree with you more, Spike. I just think, it's a dang shame because such a great character in the Star Wars mythology, and then you just kind of ruin him and making him into a caricature. And then there's so many other characters within the Star Wars universe that could have been like, where the hell's Han Solo and all this, Oh, wait, let's not even talk about the fact that he goes back to the Sarlacc pit and all the bullshit. Like, come on, dude.
Hold on. Even Fennec knew that part there really boiled my ass.
It's like, is he dumb?
Even Fennec, she's like, dude, it's been years. There's nothing left in that. He goes, my best car wouldn't ride. Okay, we get that, bro. But then you gonna slide down. She had to save you from getting eaten, first of all. Like, you don't seem like a bounty hunter at all.
He's making stupid decisions. Almost got the ship swallowed up. Then he almost gets acid. Now we find out why he has that ridiculous looking, acidy looking, like scarred up thing, because he did that. But I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's weird. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, it's like...
She's taking care of him now, bro. He's sorry. Think about this. Do you remember when Boba took Solo from Vader?
Yes.
After Solo gets frozen in the carbonite? Dude, standing next to each other, he was so intimidating. They almost felt like equals. Like, Vader respected Boba, even though he knew he's just a bounty hunter, when he gave him Solo. That's the Boba Fett I know. That's why so many people, to your point previously, were so upset when he died the way he did. Or we thought he died, in the Sarlacc pit. He just got knocked over by accident and shoots down in the hole, and that's the end of him. And you're like, what?
And let's not forget, he goes, ah! Exactly. You forgot to scream at the end. Ah!
And it was like, and I'm being a Luke fan, I was, excited that he was just lighting everybody up. But still, it was like, seriously, this is what happens to Boba Fett? Like, I guess he wasn't that good. And then they go into detail, and this is what they give us. Like, I am super disappointed in everything. If I was George Lucas, whether I sold it or not, I'd be down there kicking in doors, flipping over desks, the whole 9. What are you doing with my characters? Like, I don't care if I sold it. Stop.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Like, this ain't working.
It's pretty bad. I mean, listen, I thought episode 3 was bad with the Power Ranger scene and the biker raiders and all that. But she became an alien, like Terminator style. Like, I didn't even know that. That threw me off, and then the whole back and forth scene, I didn't really care about it. It was just like, you know what? They made it was a 50-minute episode or something along those lines. And I was like, dude, that could have been a 20-minute episode. Let's just get to the point and cut off all the other bullshit. And the fact that you did nothing but bring us to the Jabba Palace for that stupid sit down, that really just amounted to nothing, really. I just felt like, oh man, this is just... It's hard it was hard to take. Cliff Bravo says that Vader did not respect him. Interesting take.
You know what? I could see that.
Vader
was a gangster. Remember how he did what's his name?
Everybody?
What's his name?
Everybody?
Well, right, but remember when he did on Cloud City? Lando. And when Lando, that was not part of the deal, having her here. Do you feel like you're being treated unfairly? And then he goes, I've altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it again. Now that's Vader at his most gangsterness.
Vader is absolutely one of the greatest villains of all time, and I don't doubt that he doesn't respect anybody. I get that. My point is, what I'm trying to say is that I didn't get the impression that he was looking down.
Well, right, because
like Boba, and
agreed.
Even away from Vader, even if we take that away and say maybe he was, what I'm trying to say is, he was unwavered standing next to the baddest.
Yes, because Boba Fett even said to Vader, to your point, Tank, he's no good to me if he's dead. Remember that? And then he goes, he'll survive it, whatever, or you'll be compensated. The Empire will compensate you. So, yes, the fact that he would question Vader.
That's mainly what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I totally agree.
You're that dope, because there's plenty of bounty hunters that work for Vader, but almost everybody that's in Lord Vader's presence is a little nervous, scared. He didn't flinch. You know what I'm saying? He's like, and I'm ready. And I love that about the old Boba Fett. And so that's the impression that I got.
I agree.
During all those years. And that's why I'm saying, to see him now cowering around, and even if he is older, bro, like, Santi's old too. In the comics, Santi goes way back with Boba. They've been bounty hunters and knowing each other for years, and that dude is freaking ruthless.
Yeah, I don't think it's about being old. I think it's like, it's poor writing. It's poor writing. They don't get the character, and it feels cheaply done. Whereas The Mandalorian felt very space western, high quality features every week. This feels grating.
Yep, it feels, to your point, Clark, Mando feels like a dream. It feels like something that Favreau's been wanting to do for a long time. Like, that was his baby. Like, both seasons, Mando looked really good. Very well written. You know, the acting was superb. All of the scenes were together. Like, you couldn't wait to watch what's next. And then you're like, wow, this is really dope. This is what's going on here, you know? But this one, like I said, nothing about it. I don't know if he let some of his sidekicks in and like some underlings, like, hey, I got some interns, I'm gonna let y'all have a shot here under my name or whatever. It's somebody kept the money, and it's, like I said, it's just horrible. It's absolutely horrible. I can't even imagine what kind of content they would have for 3 more episodes.
Totally agree with you. And with that, I don't want to spend any more time on this. I will say my fandom score is an F, and let me tell you why. If you cannot make an episode that is actually of any substance or interesting and just fluff the entire episode with a lot of just nonsensical stuff, it is not worth my time. So with that being said, I am completely over this show. They better come correct these last 3 episodes if they even want to get a final rating that's higher than a D- from us, at least from me. It gets an F for this episode, and the reason why it gets an F for this episode is 2 reasons. One, you got to stop going in the past and not trying to build some sort of arc that is just not part of the character's mythology. 2, I'm just pissed off that you make boneheaded decisions like he's made with going into the Sarlacc pit again, risking the ship being damaged and broken, and on top of that, the stupid Godfather-style sit-down had no place in Jabba's palace. He should have just handled his business, get a bunch of assassins, and knocked everybody off and keep it moving. Period. That's my take. Tank, what's yours? We'll give Spike the last word.
Can I get an F in the chat, please? An F in the chat. Yeah, same F. I don't care anymore. Like, I'll only watch this show before this because this continues. I'm mad that there's 7 episodes, so I gotta watch 3 more episodes of this.
Facts.
Go back to you guys were saying about this iconic character. That's what people like y'all who know so much of the of the Star Wars mythos outside of the movies. Someone like me whose only knowledge of Boba Fett is the movies and this show. My thoughts from Boba Fett was all this build up and you got taken out like a punk in the show. And so I hear all this hype from all Star Wars fans about him, and then I get this show.
It's a joke.
Like, where's all this hype for? He's a joke. He's a joke. He's a clown. So yes, F. It's F from.
And last but not least, with the last word of this evening and the last word on episode 4 of the House of Boba Fett, or whatever the hell they want to call it. What are your thoughts, Spike?
We're in unison and in sync again, man. He's getting a big fat F for foolishness. It's completely disappointing, and to be honest with you, it's an embarrassment.
Totally.
You know, it's simple. It's simple stuff. Like you mentioned that Godfather style meeting. If he had shot the loudmouth,
facts,
right there at the
facts,
table, everybody would
he should have used his blaster. Dude, when did he lose his blaster?
That was the end of it. You got everybody on your team right then and there.
Yeah, 'cause I feel like when was the last time he used his blaster?
That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing he gets right in the show is he holds it like Boba Fett. That's it. He never uses it. He walks through the town with it and gets beat up.
Facts.
And then his crew is riding around on Vespas and
there's no respect at all. I completely agree. I think, listen, the mythical unicorn review has been anointed. So we will call that the unicorn review, the fandom unicorn that comes and shows up whenever we agree, which is rarely. So when it happens, it is. I completely agree with you guys. Totally disappointed. What's up next for the Mandalorian, the House of Boba Fett, the club of the Book of Boba Fett. I just pray that they at least salvage the rest of these with the last 3 episodes. Short of that, this is going to be an unmitigating disaster for me. So that's the... Yeah, with that too, exactly.
Listen, we're 4 episodes in. At this point, I'm not wasting that part of my life. I'm watching those last 3 on GP, even if I have to do it to rant about them in our final review of the show. I'm watching those last 3. I don't care what they turn out to be.
Well, we have to.
Like I said, I hope they.
Yeah, and I hope so too. But I'm not gonna hold my breath. That's for sure. Good job, gentlemen. Again, a disappointment because I really wanted it to be a great show. They did such a great job with The Mandalorian, and the fact that the same creative team was part of this, and they had teased it so well, and they gave him such a great storyline in the last few episodes of The Mandalorian. It's a shame that they couldn't carry it on and bring this iconic character from the Star Wars mythology into a Disney Plus show. Excuse me, a Marvel's. A Disney Star Wars show that could actually be worth us watching. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So with that, just a couple of house cleaning. If you have not already, please hit that like button and subscribe to the House of Fandom. We continue to grow, and we are all about talking about everything related to the world of fandom in movies, streaming, iconic characters such as Boba Fett, superheroes, you name it, and we throw a little dab of sports in there. You got that sports fandom with our team at Townie Sports, kicking it off with Sammy and Vic every Monday at 7 p.m. But definitely appreciate the support for the listeners who were on today. I saw you guys, John H., Allie, Cliff Bravo, the Sammy coming in, and also Danny and the rest of the folks that were listening in to us. I want to say next week on Monday there'll be an episode of the Townie Sports team talking about the playoffs and the NFL playoffs, so that's going to be an interesting show. Go Bucks in Tampa and Tom Brady. However, we've got an amazing show. Next week, we will be interrupting our regularly scheduled House of Fandom show to bring you our first annual 1-year anniversary of the House of Fandom. 1 year since the House of Fandom became what it is today. We will have special guest, previous host. We will also have surprise appearances. You guys have to listen. You guys have to tune in. It's gonna be exciting stuff. You will be stunned by the amount of star power that will be coming in to say hi on the House of Fandom's 1-year anniversary. So we will be Yeah, we will be doing highlights of previous shows. We'll be discussing some of our more infamous shows and discussing what we liked about some of the shows that we have done throughout the year. So we are totally looking forward to that. And again, it's an open forum. Hopefully, Tank, I will just speak this into the world. Joel, you have been an integral part of our opening and closing of our House of Fandom show. If you can make even a guest appearance for a few minutes, we'd love to talk to you and talk to the man behind the music beats. So there is my official invite to that first ever House of Fandom show, anniversary show next Thursday, special show starting at 8 p.m. We're going to have a lot of guests and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we want you guys to come by and just join us, to just shoot the breeze, talk about life, fandom, movies, and how we got to where we got to today. So with that, unless you boys have anything to say, any cosmic thoughts, Tank?
Yeah, check out Peacemaker on HBO Max. I haven't watched the 4th episode, but the first 3.
I cannot wait. First of all, I'm so glad you brought that up, because when we talk about Peacemaker and we start reviewing Peacemaker, that's going to be a fun show to talk about. That's a show that gets it right. And I had no love for the character, nor did I had love for Suicide Squad. So it'll be interesting to hear my take on it as well. Yes, but as you can see, I'm definitely impressed with what I've seen so far in the first episode. I haven't seen the others. Spike, what do you got for us? You have the last word before I close out the show.
Nothing. And same thing you just said, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Excited about the 1-year show. Everybody, if you can, like, share, and subscribe to the show. We really appreciate you guys. Love to see you around. And, just come hang out with us, man. We're having a good time, man, on the show. You get to hear us rant and rave and see some of the bloopers. And, Clark's going to bring in some Hooters girls, and everybody's going to have a really good time. He's sending wings up to Minnesota.
I'm going to be shirtless.
To Detroit.
Yes.
He's going to be shirtless and oiled up in bacon grease. We're going to have a really, really good time, man. I'm telling you. Real sexy out here.
Yeah. We're gonna have what is that called? The Quiet Storm segment as well. We'll do that as well. There you go.
Low light.
Well, listen, on behalf of these two amazing co-hosts and myself, Clark, I want to wish everyone out there a very great weekend, a great day, great night, wherever you are. This was another episode of the House of Fandom. Y'all have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care, everybody.